All right, guys, well, welcome back. We are still here in the Winnebago display at the 2022 RV Industry Open House, and this is kind of special. So we all know that in the RV industry, we call them Class A's, Class B's, Class C's, but the industry's innovating, and we're almost coming up with new terms. Like there's a B+, there's a C+, there's an A gas, there's an A diesel. So when you and I were talking before, we were like, is this a B, or is this a C, or is this a B+ or a C? Like, explain it the way you explained it to me, because I think it's really good for people that are at home watching this video to understand the difference between a Class B and a Class C when you're thinking about a chassis like a Transit.
Yeah, so actually Class B and Class C doesn't mean anything to do with the size. It's whether the whole vehicle itself was made by an original equipment manufacturer like Ford or Mercedes or whatever. So if the whole body is made in a car plant, then that's called a Class B. But if we're buying just the cab, that's called a cab chassis, which is kind of where the C comes from, that's a Class C. So in that case, this one is a Class C, even though it's sized is like a Class B.
Right.
It's the same size as a Class B motorhome, but it's technically a Class C. So customers like to call them B- or C+.
Yeah. I love how the industry is innovating and coming up with names. So if you want to see the difference between them so you can visually put your eyes on it, Winnebago also has a product called the Revel. And the Revel that's a full, real Class B. This would be a Class C, and that'll show you the difference. So let's talk about this. This is the Ekko, and you're the product manager for this, Russ.
Yeah.
I always feel like some of the people they know I love grilling out, and I love to be outside. Yeah. So tell us about who's the buyer. How are you formatting this for the market?
Yeah. So this is a really unique product. It was the first one of its kind. This product is designed to really allow people to go farther and longer off-grid, off-road, and in all seasons. So everything we did was to make this vehicle more capable than the typical Class B or typical Class C motorhome. We can do things in this motorhome that you can't do in a Class B. Like we can make a lot thicker walls, we can make a lot more exterior storage, we can provide things like this on the outside, which you just can't do in a Class B. But we can keep the size. Ironically, this vehicle is no wider than any of our Class Bs, and it's actually, we have Class Bs that are longer than this. The only difference is that, the sidewalls are straight up and they go down farther, so it gives you all this extra space on the inside for storage, on the outside for storage, and then you have this really super thick insulation that helps in the summertime and in the wintertime. Well,
one thing I really noticed when I did a quick walk around is that this is built on the Ford Transit chassis.
Yes.
And what that means, you mentioned performance and capability, 3.5 liter twin turbocharged engine under the hood, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to get great functionality from that standpoint.
Yep.
I think that helps people understand what the capabilities off-road, because it's going to be all-wheel drive, right?
Right. It's all-wheel drive, and you can actually select, what kind of terrain you're on, if you're on sand or snow. The engine, the power really provides an amazing difference in ease of driving, so you don't get fatigued when you're driving because the engine doesn't roar when you're trying to go up a hill or when you're coming off a stop sign. It just has the power there when you need it. You can keep up with traffic. It makes driving a lot easier, and it's just really comfortable to sit behind the wheel and take this thing on the road.
Take a walk with me, Russ, before we go inside. I just want to highlight a couple other things on this. Come on over, Russ.
Yeah.
I was looking at this earlier, and we were playing around with this side hatch over here. What's great about this side hatch,
we're going to have to move this.
Got to move this a little bit out of the way.
Yep.
What's really cool about this side hatch is you have access not only on this side, so your right side, passenger side, to put bikes in, but then you also have access on the rear as well. I mean, I love the fact that you're not stretching to get something on the inside, and then you have all three sides that have that functionality, and that makes it really, really cool.
Yeah, Mike, if you put bicycles in here, you quickly realize you need to be able to move them around some things, and be able to fasten them down. They're expensive bikes. Having access on all three sides makes it really easy to load this all the way full with all your precious
I'm going to make you make one more walk, because I saw this earlier. I thought this was super cool. This AccuCab, this tent, starts on the back and it wraps all the way around to the far side down here. I love this. Does it swivel back and forth?
Absolutely. This whole thing swivels around. We call it a batwing awning because it acts just, like how a batwing spreads out.
Yeah.
This just spreads out. It'll come all the way back in here, and it all folds up into this little box.
I love it. Yeah. So again, it's functionality. I haven't looked in here yet. Okay, so this is where all your utilities are. It's where you're going to have your gray waste tank.
Yep.
You've got your water inlet for
Yep.
fresh water. So everything that you need to be functional
Sure.
off-road you have, including a shower.
Yeah, and this area here is all fully insulated and heated. This is the heat vent. So even in winter, you can use all of your plumbing systems.
Awesome. All right, we're going to pull you guys around. I want to go inside really fast because it's something that I told Russ. I walked inside and I was like, hey, hello, 1972, from the standpoint of a lot of companies want to go retro, throwback. It's a fun way to make an RV exciting. I'll watch, make sure I don't fall over. So come on in. So I'm gonna let my camera guy go first. Take a look on the inside. I love the internal design of this Ekko. This red in here is so it gives me that nostalgic feeling of our old Westphalia when we were kids growing up. And I love that. These seats, the way they're stitched in, but it's all modern, right? You got Greystone, microwave, you got a nice cool refrigerator. It's so small and slim right here. It's cold. It's actually,
cold.
it's
Yeah,
on.
it does work good.
Your shower, check this out.
Yeah.
Russ, show them the shower.
Okay, so this is pretty cool. It's actually a cross between, like, this is a cross between a C and a B. The bathroom is a cross between a dry bath and a wet bath. So in your normal use, when you're using the toilet, this would be the way you'd have it, with a sink and a toilet. And then when you want to take a shower, you just pull this wall across, and you don't have to worry about getting your toilet wet or that area wet. So you can have the benefits of a small, compact bathroom and not have the downside of a completely wet bath.
All right, before we close it out, Russ, I got to show this to you. I'm going to bring you in closer. It's going to get a little tight. So not only do you have your bed, but check this out, Russ. This is like the coolest, most innovative bed design I've ever seen. Look how these just squish down to provide comfort while you're sleeping.
That's the Froley spring system. It provides comfort. It also allows air to circulate around the mattress, which is really helpful if you're camping in all seasons where you could get some condensation.
Love it, love it, love it. So there you go, guys. Really fun time here over in Winnebago. I want to tell everybody that if there are certain RVs that you want to see, we're here for a week in Elkhart. Showcasing all the best that the RV industry has. Really appreciate Russ spending a few minutes with us, telling us about this awesome Ekko Class B plus. It's just awesome the way to see the way the industry is going. Thanks, guys. We're going to be coming live a little bit later today. For now, Mike Caudill with Go RVing. I'd love to say back to you guys in the studio, but for now, it's back to you guys on the internet.